What if the ocean could stop a nuclear reactor? In the summer of 2025, France, the nuclear heart of Europe, faced a silent invasion that no alarm could predict. Not a cyber attack, not a storm, but jellyfish, millions of them. On the windswept coast of Normandy, the Palluel nuclear power plant stood as a monument to human engineering. Its turbines powered more than 2 million homes. But one morning in August, the control room went quiet. Warning lights flashed red. The intake pumps, the lifeblood of the cooling system, had stopped.
Control, we have critical failure on loop 7. Pressure's dropping fast.
It's gone to 0! We're losing containment!
Inside the pipes, engineers found a living blockade. Thousands upon thousands of jellyfish, sucked in by the currents and compressed into translucent masses. Tons of them, pulsing, clogging, choking the system that cooled the reactor's heart.
All teams confirm readiness. We are engaging the main clog at position
EDF,
7.
the National
Roger,
Energy
putting on the lower
Company,
deck.
had no choice. The restart of the plant was halted. Cleanup crews worked for days, removing gelatinous bodies from filters and grates, while France's grid struggled to meet demand during one of the hottest summers in history.
Continuez la procédure d'inspection.
The blockage is moving! Keep the pressure up! We're almost clear!
More pressure on the lower intake. We've got a massive surge coming through. Hold the line.
Contrôle visuel terminé. C'est tout à fait conforme.
Reçu. Procédure validée.
For scientists, it was no surprise. Across the globe, jellyfish blooms have surged massive, unpredictable explosions of life, feeding on chaos. Warmer waters, fewer predators, overfishing, pollution. Every mistake humanity makes in the ocean, jellyfish turn into an opportunity. Dr. Elodie Marchand, a marine biologist from Brest, calls it nature's quiet revenge. They're ancient survivors, she says. Jellyfish existed before dinosaurs, and they'll outlive us too. They thrive in dead zones, where oxygen runs out and other life disappears. And yet, while jellyfish can paralyze a billion-dollar power plant, they can also feed a struggling fisherman. Because along France's Atlantic coast, a strange new industry is emerging, the jellyfish fishery. Meet Alain Dupont, a 52-year-old fisherman from La Rochelle. He used to catch mackerel, sardines, and anchovies. But the sea changed. The fish are gone, he says, his hands weathered like driftwood. What's left is jellyfish. They fill our nets, whether we want them or not. So we learn to sell them. Elaine's crew heads out before dawn. Their nets drag through the green-gray water, filling not with scales, but with shimmering ghosts. Each haul glows faintly in the morning light. Hundreds of jellyfish, heavy, dripping, alive. On deck, the men work slowly. Jellyfish are fragile. One rough pull, and they disintegrate into slime. The catch is lifted gently, sorted by size, then stored in chilled seawater tanks. It's not glamorous, but it's work. And in ports where unemployment runs high, work means survival. In Southern Europe, governments are funding pilot programs to study how jellyfish can be harvested safely and sustainably. Collagen from jellyfish skin is used in cosmetics and medicine. Some species are edible, crisp and briny, served in salads or pickled dishes. In Asia, it's already a billion-dollar market. Europe is just catching up. For centuries, humans believed they could master the ocean, bend it to their will, build power plants on its edge, dredge its floor for oil, fill its waters with farms and cables. But the ocean has its own rules, written long before ours. And jellyfish, the simplest of creatures, are here to remind us. The EDF engineers at Pal-UL recorded more than 40 tons of jellyfish removed from the intake system. Most were Rhizostoma pulmo, the barrel jellyfish, a massive species common to the channel. Each one harmless alone, but together, unstoppable. The system wasn't designed for this, says EDF supervisor Paul Lambert. We prepare for storms, for heat waves, even for debris. But you can't filter life. It keeps coming back. For France, where 70% of electricity comes from nuclear power, even a short shutdown sends ripples through the economy. Every hour offline means more fossil fuel burned, more pressure on the grid, more emissions, and another reminder that energy and ecology are inseparable. Meanwhile, in the ports of Sète and Marseille, researchers are working with fishermen to turn this problem into potential. Each ton of jellyfish removed from intakes or beaches is processed, instead of wasted, into fertilizer, animal feed, or biomedical gel. What used to be a pest may soon be a resource. But there's danger in the idea of profit. Dr. Marchand warns, if we start chasing jellyfish for money, we risk repeating the same mistakes. We must harvest only where they cause damage, not turn them into another exploited species. Still, for men like Elaine, hope floats with every catch. He looks out at the horizon, a silver line separating sky and sea, and shrugs. The sea gives, the sea takes. Maybe it's just giving us something new. As the camera follows his boat back to port, the sun dips low. Waves roll softly against the hull. In the water, the jellyfish drift, glowing softly, endless, serene. The same creatures that silenced a nuclear plant now fuel a new conversation across Europe. What if the ocean's future isn't about fighting nature, but working with it? In a world obsessed with control, jellyfish are chaos, incarnate, untouchable, ungovernable, alive. They remind us that even the most advanced human systems depend on something as fragile as the flow of seawater. The Paluel incident wasn't just an accident. It was a message from the deep that nature doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes, it just drifts in silently and makes the world stop. From the depths of the Channel to the laboratories of Marseille, from nuclear engineers to weathered fishermen, one truth now connects them all: the ocean always finds a way to win. And so, the question isn't if it will happen again. It's when and whether next time we'll be ready. Now discover the jellyfish that shut down a nuclear power plant. A story of power, fragility, and the thin line between human control and the wild sea beneath it. But the sea never sleeps. Long after jellyfish clogged reactors and ships fell silent, its quiet power keeps testing humanity's limits. From energy to appetite, the ocean's next challenge no longer attacks machines, it tempts our hunger. Would you dare to eat a creature that has survived more than a century buried in freezing mud simply because its flesh glows like jade and sells for $300 a plate? The Pacific coast is no paradise. Wind lashes the shore, waves roar, and men crawl through the muck, chasing whispers of fortune buried a meter deep. This is the geoduck, pronounced gooey duck. Not your ordinary clam, but a bizarre relic of the Ice Age, long-necked and ancient. Some weigh over 4 pounds and outlive 5 generations of fishermen. In the mud, they're monsters. On the plate, they're miracles. Each one can fetch hundreds of dollars, and 2,000 clams mean $500,000 hidden beneath the tide. Treasure or obsession? The line blurs, because when mud becomes gold, reason starts to drown. From the surface, it looks like madness men wrestling with hoses, storms, and time itself for a clam. But beneath that madness lies the oldest trade in the world, risking everything for something rare. Subscribe to Now Discover for more journeys beneath the waves. In British Columbia and Washington, teams work like synchronized machines. One man wields a roaring hose, blasting the packed sand into slurry. Another plunges his arm into the churning mud, feeling blindly for life that trembles at his touch. One mistake, and it's gone. The geoduck recoils, slipping deeper, vanishing into the dark. Too much pressure cracks the shell. Too little, and hours are lost. Every catch is a gamble measured in seconds and millimeters. Around them, the sea breathes like a living clock. The tide never stops moving. Every moment counts before the water returns to claim the flats again. When a fisherman feels resistance, a soft siphon, a faint pulse beneath the earth, his instincts ignite. He grips, pulls, twists, mud sprays, water roars. And then, slowly, the clam emerges, dripping and alive, its siphon stretching like a pale serpent. Each geoduck pulled from the ground feels like tearing treasure from the planet itself. 5 minutes of chaos for one creature that's been buried for a century. Thousands more wait beneath. The cost is brutal. The cold stiffens lungs, the tide creeps in fast, and exhaustion crushes even the strongest hands. There are no machines to help, only teamwork, endurance, and nerve. Victory is quiet. The catch goes into seawater tanks, the mud washed away, the creatures still breathing. No celebration, just another stretch of frozen flats, another hour before dawn. The ocean gives, then takes again. When the last tide recedes, the journey shifts from survival to precision. The clams must live long enough to cross oceans. They are placed into saltwater tanks, mimicking the sea every degree, every bubble, controlled like an experiment. Inspectors arrive with cold eyes and white gloves. Any crack, bruise, or broken siphon turns gold into trash. A perfect geoduck means $300. A flawed one means nothing. Within hours, crates of living treasure leave the docks, Vancouver to Tokyo, Seattle to Shanghai. Cargo planes hum through the night, each hour slicing profits as freshness fades. In the cities, the transformation is almost spiritual. The mud and frost are replaced by glass counters, soft lights, and precision knives. Chefs turn ancient flesh into translucent ribbons, glistening like pearls. In hot pots, it's called the ginseng of the sea. In sushi bars, it's art. Every slice a mix of crunch and sweetness. Every bite a collision of danger and luxury. Yet behind every elegant plate lies the same truth somewhere. A man still stands knee-deep in freezing mud, hunting by hand. The distance between the fisherman and the diner is measured not in miles, but in lives. The contrast is haunting. Frostbitten hands feed crystal spoons. Exhaustion fuels celebration. What the sea gives to one, it sells to another. The geoduck is not just a delicacy, it's a witness to time. Some have lived since before the light bulb was invented. Their growth is slow, their recovery slower still. Scientists now track every bed, recording growth, salinity, and survival. A shift of temperature, a drop in oxygen, and entire colonies vanish. Sustainability has become both science and prayer. Licensed divers, seasonal quotas, and strict size limits keep the balance barely. But global appetite grows faster than regulation can follow. The economics are staggering. A few thousand clams can mean $500,000, but each shipment burns jet fuel across the sky. Each harvest disturbs tidal ecosystems, displacing creatures that once thrived unseen. The invisible cost is carbon, erosion, silence the slow fading of a landscape that once lived untouched for centuries. Fishermen see it differently. For them, it's survival. The money keeps boats afloat and families fed. The ocean, once an endless provider, is now a ledger of risk and reward. On the docks, crates seal shut under the weight of ice. Men wipe the mud from their faces as trucks roll toward distant cities. They'll never see the tables where their treasure is served. And as the tide returns, erasing every footprint, one question remains. Are we celebrating a triumph of taste, or carving the ocean's tomb, one clam at a time? Subscribe to Now Discover to uncover more hidden stories buried beneath the waves.